Sir,
Everybody, if you can rename your school.
Good evening, Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and guests. Warm welcome to everyone. I'm Regina Ismail, and I will be the surgeon at arms for today's meeting, today's joint meeting. We have a joint meeting session which consists of Eloquent Allies, Toastmasters Club meeting number 42, St. Paul Toastmasters Club meeting number 81, Indian Academic Toastmasters Club meeting number 137, Awesome and Innovative Minds Toastmasters Club 317. Before starting meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules which we follow in our Toastmasters meeting. Please turn off your mobile phones or put the silent mode. As Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics, so please refrain from discussing these topics. Please don't cross-talk. There are some ground rules for online participants. Please turn off your video if you are stepping out of the meeting. Use chat function to provide feedback to speakers directly to encourage them. Please don't put any general message on chat as this may distract viewers and speakers. You can choose and display from reactions as hi-fi or namaste when a speaker joins or leaves. If you are a speaker, please ensure you pin the timer or confirm that you can see the timer. Everybody has a mission to achieve the goals in their life. Likewise, Toastmasters have a mission. Mission of our Toastmaster is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, it's my pleasure to officially call the meeting to order and hand over the stage to our presiding officer, our vibrant coach, as well as our multitasking personality, none other than distinguished Toastmaster, our Raja Manikam. It's my pleasure to invite him on stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Regina Ismail, Surgeon at Arms, for the wonderful introductions. Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Today, the theme is education. So before that, I would like to order the meeting for 4 clubs. Today is the education, the theme. Really, I would like to thank you for arranging a coincidence. This is a coincidence today. Why I came to education in my head. It's today is a very productive topic in the world, today's theme. Let me start with a vibrant quote. Education is a liberating force, and in our age, it is also a democratic force, cutting across the barriers of caste and class, smoothing out inequalities imposed by birth and other circumstances, said Indira Gandhi. I searched Google, what about the educational theme, what I have to say, but question address. Google uncle says too much. We cannot say in 5 minutes. So let me share why education and why I designed the background with that graduation gap. In the audience, anybody is there, you had a feel that who completed diploma because of a family crush, I went to end up in diploma. For us, whoever completed a diploma in 2000, definitely those guys missed that graduation gap. So that day, my dream was stopped. That is a no. If you are ready, university will open for you. At the age of 36, I got the chance to study with Indira Gandhi Open University, my dream degree, Bachelor of Computer Applications. Yes, coincidentally, our mentor also connected. I could like to say 2 mentors in my life. One is Dr. Ilamurugu. He's an Indian Academy founder. And 2, everyone knows our father of Toastmaster, Ralph C. Medley. See, proud to say, looking to improve your speaking and leadership skills, ignite your career, gain the confidence to speak up. you have come the right place. For the new guest, since 1924, not 10 years, 20 years company, it's almost 90 plus years company. Toastmaster International helped more than 4 million people just like you and me. Because as a diploma guy, you can see how confident I'm talking. Diploma is all really, they think they are in a low level guy. Then discouragement is happening. But after joining my degree, after taking my graduation and joining my Toastmasters, really the courage increased to speak up various audience in the world. Let us go. Formulate and express your ideas effectively. Be more persuasive and confident while giving presentation. Yes, of course. These are the inspiration thing happens in my life. So that is the thing as a president address I'm giving. Let us move on to guest. Can you help someone in online audience? Because this is a four club, joint club. So anyone could like to address as a guest, please. I can see guest is Tosma, DTM Renos, anybody guest or
Distinguished Toastmaster Raja, I can see a few of them who are not role players. If I can just request if they can unmute themselves, Toastmaster Sriparna Basu.
Yes, Sriparna Basu is a guest now. She's from our club. She's not a guest. Yeah. Harish Natarajan is the guest.
yeah,
Why don't you
guest,
unmute and speak?
Toastmaster Harish Natarajan?
Please unmute and
Please.
speak. He's not Toastmaster. He's a guest.
Welcome to
He's
yeah,
like
Harish Natarajan, can you unmute
Harish, you
yourself?
can unmute your mic and speak.
Yeah, hi.
Just introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Harish Natarajan. I recently graduated from my engineering. I did my graduation from Mumbai University. Right now, I'm in Bangalore, working for a startup company as an computation developer.
Wow, welcome to our Toastmaster family.
Sriparna
Yeah.
joined just recently our club. This is the second meeting with us. First meeting she joined, and this is the second meeting.
Right. We are from Bahrain. Welcome to you all.
Thank you so
And
much.
one more.
There is
Because in
Jyoti.
physical, all are Toastmasters. So I could like to share some from online. Any guest is there?
Well, I guess probably I would consider myself as a guest, but a Toastmaster. I'm not part of the Mumbai club or one of those, but I know the speaker today, the grammarian today. My name is Jyoti Thomas, and I became a member of Toastmasters in 2007 and till about 2010. Moved away to Canada, got back to India again, and reinstated in about 2020. I work as a senior corporate trainer, business skills and soft skills, and I'm also an NLP gestaltist and a social entrepreneur. Fantastic being here with this international group meeting online. Thank you all, and that's briefly about me. Over to you.
Wow.
Distinguished
Yes,
Toastmaster,
yes.
we have a guest from Mauritius. I would request if Toastmaster Fanny can kindly introduce herself.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. I am from the Oracle Toastmasters Club in Mauritius, which I joined 1 year ago. I am currently the treasurer, and I am passionate about Toastmasters. I joined to improve my spoken English. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome. Okay, let's move on. I would like to introduce two rock star of the day today.
Distinguished Toastmaster, can you call the VPE Toastmaster Girija for any apologies and adoption of the agenda?
Thank you, DTM Renos, and our VP Education Toastmaster Girija. If any changes in adoption of the agenda?
there is a slight change. The grammarian has changed. So from Nirmala Menon, it has become me. That's the only change in the agenda. Thank you so much. Last minute she had to drop it.
Someone
Please make
propose
note of that and then adopt it.
sorry, madam.
Please make note of the change and then we can adopt it.
Please make the note change. Today's grammarian is Toastmaster Girija Deshpande. If someone propose the agenda,
I can propose myself, the first proposal to accept the agenda after the change.
okay. Toastmaster Parashar propose the agenda. Someone second the agenda.
This is Toastmaster Rinosh, second the adoption of agenda with the correction. Over to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Renosh. Next, as per agenda, we will move on to introduce our two rock stars. One is online world, one is physical world. So, first, I would like to invite our TM Modi of this in online world. She is the student in Indira Gandhi Open University. She is the international student in Bahrain. She wants to become a lawyer. Of course, we'll bless. She is the young and energetic Toastmaster champion in area 35. Toastmaster Nasha on the stage. And next, our second rock star is a humble person. He is from PAPCO, Toastmaster Club. He is working in PAPCO as an instrumentation engineer. He is a member in 3 clubs. Let me welcome our Toastmaster Parashar of the TM Modi for physical stage. Welcome, sir.
Big thanks to our presiding officer, DTM Raja, for the good introduction for me as a TMOD. Mr. Presidents, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, good evening to all of you. It is my pleasure to be a Toastmaster of the day here. Today, theme of the meeting is education. As we are aware, why I have selected the theme of education, there are 2 reasons. When I was surfing the net, I found it is the month of January, and every year on 24th January, International Education Day is celebrated for last 5 years. In December 2018, January 24 was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly as the International Day of Education. So to celebrate education and reflect on the importance of learning for the development and peace. And second reason is Toastmaster Club itself is related to the education, encourage us to become leaders. So I thought of education will be the first best theme for our first meeting in 2023. I will talk a lot about the theme education. Let's move towards our meeting further. Our meeting is structured in 3 parts: prepared speeches, table topic sessions, and evaluations. So I will be sailing this boat till the prepared speeches. After I will hand over to online our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nasha. To run the meeting smoothly, I have few more performers with me, and I would like to introduce them. First is who will judge our whole meeting, our general evaluator. Let's all welcome Toastmaster Yashwant Tadepalli. If I'm not, forgive me, sir, if I'm pronouncing wrongly to you. Please, if you can explain your role for general evaluator, Toastmaster Yashwant. Before you explain the role, I would like to ask one question from you. How important is education in your words? In few words only. In your opinion, how is important the education?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. How important is education? In the words of, I think, Vivekananda, education, the goal of education should be building character, not knowledge. And if that happens, the success of education happens. So with that, I would hand it over back to you. So, yes, sir. So
Thank
should
you
I
so much.
continue with? Thank you
Go
so
on,
much.
Claudia.
Good evening, good morning, everybody. Different time zones. And today, Yashwant Adepalli, I will be the general evaluator for today's meeting. No Toastmasters Club is fulfilling its obligation to its members unless it brings maximum of training in the art of constructive criticism. This was told by Ralph Smedley in Personally Speaking. And with that, there is no more explanation needed. Constructive criticism is the art that we need to develop. And as a general evaluator, I will be having a small team, the TAC team, who will help monitor constructive criticism of individual role players. We have timer, accountant, and grammarian. I would now love to call the timer for today's meeting to, should I go ahead to explain his role objectives? Should I? Can we go ahead? Meanwhile, I'll call the
Toastmaster General Evaluator, no problem, just to explain your role, I will introduce the timers.
Okay, perfect. Timer takes care of the timing. I think there is online and offline timer as well. So timing for prepared speeches would be based on the project.
Sorry, Mr. Toastmaster General Evaluator, just you explain about your role, General Evaluator.
Okay. This is my role. I would be calling the TAC team. Normally in a normal meeting, I think General Evaluator takes care of the TAC team. He introduces the TAC team, and probably here now should I call Wordmaster and Grammarian? No?
No, that I will do
You
it.
can hand it over to the Toastmaster of the Day because you have explained your role that it is constructive criticism. I think
Okay.
Toastmaster Raja, you can take over with his permission. Yes. Thank you, Yashwant.
Over to you, Toastmaster
Thank
of
you,
the Day.
Toastmaster General Evaluator. Thank you, Toastmaster Ishwan. Now, second, our role player is our grammarian. So, I would like to welcome our grammarian Toastmaster Girija Deshpande to explain her role of grammarian and introduce word of the day. Before you explain, Toastmaster Girija Pandeji, the same question I will ask you. How important is education for you?
Just as water is important for a fish and air is important for human beings, I think education is equally important. Otherwise, man does not live by bread alone, goes the same. So that explains everything. And as for my role, as a grammarian, I introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is learning. Simple word, and I expect that everybody to use it. What education, the root of the word education is about educare. So it is about sharing, communicating, and what you unearth. So learning is about a similar experience. So please use that copiously during the day, when you're prepared speeches, as well as during the table topic session. And all the role players, I request you to use the word of the day, learning. Now, my role as a grammarian will be, I will make note of the word of the day usage. That is how many people use the word learning and how well do they use it. The good usages of languages, idioms, phrases, propositions, etc., propositional phrases. Areas of improvement in language, and pronunciations, if there are any corrections, those will be noted down. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Giza Deshpande, for explaining the role. And definitely we are going to learn today from your word. And I hope everyone online and offline, all the speakers going to use this your word of the day, learning. What a fantastic word. Now I would like to welcome our AHA counter, Toastmaster Rujbi Bashir, to explain her role as AHA counter. Toastmaster Rujbi, can I see you?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Recording in progress.
Yeah, Toastmaster Rujbi, before you explain the AHA counter role, please, same question I'm going to repeat. How important is education in your opinion in few words?
I think the purpose of education, as I've read in some quote, is to turn mirrors to windows, and that itself explains how important is it to us. Without further ado, moving on to my role for today. The purpose of our counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I'll listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase, such as I, or this means, this means. At the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rujbi. Now, our performer, whom I would like to welcome, who keep track of the timing to ensure that today's meeting runs according to schedule. And we have the two timers online, Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar Paul and offline DTM Raja Manikam. So I request to DTM Raja Manikam to explain the timing criteria for all the three sessions. And before that, DTM Raja, same question I will repeat to you. How important is the education in your words, in your life, or in your opinion, just in few words?
Thank you, TM of the Modi. Actually, education is really, really important because, as before I said, a diploma guy is going in any corporate culture, they cannot grow it without education. So, education is a must in our career growth. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, DTM Raja. So go on, just explain the timing.
Again, good evening, Toastmasters. Today, I am the timer 1 for physical. For the icebreakers, timings are 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will show the green card. And as usual, green virtual background will be shown, will be remain visible for 1 minute. At 5 minutes, I will show yellow card. And the yellow virtual screen will be shown and will be remain visible for 1 minute. At 6 minutes, red card and red virtual back screen will be shown and will remain visible until the end of the speech. Speeches of less than 4 minutes and more than 6 minutes, 30 seconds will not qualify for voting. For other speeches, timings are 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, showing the green card. And as usual, a green virtual background will be shown and will be remain for 1 minute. At 6th minute, show the yellow card and the yellow virtual screen will be shown and will remain visible for 1 minute. At 7th minute, red card and red virtual screen will be shown and will remain visible until the end of the speech. Speeches of less than 5 minutes and more than 7 minutes, 30 seconds will not qualify for voting. At the end of the session, we will announce if all speakers qualified for votings. We will share on chat timing taken by every speaker. For table topics, we will share later. And back to you, TMO Modi.
Thank you, DTM Raja, for explaining the role for the speakers and as well as the debaters. Let's go back to our theme, education. When I was surfing, this is all from the internet I collected today. So United Nations has total 17 goals to complete by 2030. And they have introduced International Education Day. That is the fourth goal out of the 17. And their mission to ensure inclusive and quality education for all and promote lifelong learning. Providing the quality education for all is fundamental to creating a peaceful and prosperous world. Education gives people the knowledge and skills they need to stay healthy and get the job appropriately. So now we'll go back to our program, prepared speeches. We have total. Use timer 2 for evaluation. Timer. Okay. Second timer. Please, can I welcome our second online timer, Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar Paul, and please explain our timing criteria. Toastmaster Dinesh Paul.
For timing is already explained, so he has at the same time displayed it. It's not necessary for him to repeat it.
Yeah, I think that's not.
We had already discussed.
Speech evaluation we can tell later on.
Yes.
So our first speaker is Toastmaster Girija Deshpande ji. I think you are going to deliver the speech, right? Who will deliver her speech from the level 1, project 3. Before I call her, I would like to call her evaluator DTM Raja when it comes to explain the objectives of the speech. DTM Raja, please can you explain the objective of the speech for speaker number 1, Girija Deshpande?
Good evening once again, and today our speaker, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande. Speech title, Orientation from Othello. Speech length, timer, please note, speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Purpose of this project for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. On this, I could congratulate our speaker, Toastmaster Deshpande, Girija Deshpande. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, DTM Raja. Let's all welcome Toastmaster Girija Deshpande to deliver her speech titled Orientation from Othello. Orientation from Othello. Toastmaster Girija Deshpande. Floor is yours.
Yes. Othello is a Shakespearean play, a tragedy. It is set in the time of the 1600s, and the location is Cyprus. Now, the entire play, I'm trying to encapsulate in just 2 words, 2 characters who will display the various scenes in just 1 scene. The 2 characters that I'm portraying are Othello and Emilia. And who are they? What is it? If it unfolds during the dialogue, I think I have made my point. And the purpose of this talk is to explore how well am I able to use vocal variety. So I request the evaluator to focus on my vocal variety and give me suggestions for improvement further. Thank you so much. Now I begin the talk. Timer, please start now. Othello, Othello, please, my lord, please open the door, open the door. Emilia, can't you just let me be? Let me be. Who's there? My lady, Desdemona. She's no more. She breathed her last in my own hands. such a dainty damsel, so beautiful, so pure, so honest. And I saw fingerprints and I saw her neck turned red. And I don't know what happened. I asked her, who did this to you? And she said, no one, myself. Please convey my love to my Lord. And I come to you, please, sir, please, my Lord. You killed her with your suspicion. You killed her with your anger. I did kiss her before I killed her. Emilia, let me grieve by myself. What? You did really murder her? I can't believe it. She was so madly in love with you. She worshipped you. She adored you. And how could you do this to her? What else could I do, Emilia? All the poppies and opiums of the world cannot give me back the sleep that I have lost in the last 1 month since I came here. Iago showed how Desdemona is not honest, not faithful to me. She is in love with that Cassio, who I removed because of his drunken behavior. She comes pleading with me, asking that I reinstate him. And Iago pointed out how the gift that I had given her, the very valuable handkerchief that she used to always adore and carry with her, is now with Cassio. Can you believe that? And he once showed Cassio stealthily sneaking into her room. How can I ever bear it? We were 2 souls, 1 soul in 2 bodies. I just could not believe it and could not take it. What? Iago, you trusted that Iago, my husband Iago, you trusted a fox and butchered a lamb. He actually killed 2 birds with 1 stone. He was envious of Cassio because you promoted him and did not promote Iago, and he was ranting and raving about it. And then he lit that fire of suspicion, and you gullible leader, you look such a monster, so huge, but you had such a weak heart that you did not have the heart to trust your lady. I just can't believe it. I just can't understand how this can happen. Emilia, you do not know the pains of the person that I've gone through. I'm from the battlefield. I did not know anything about the tender feelings of love and affection until I met Desdemona. I was wounded from the battlefield, and when she saw me, I saw her recoil in fear. She was taking care of all the doctors who were looking at the wounded soldiers, and she was walking around and she saw me, and I appeared like a huge monster to her. I could see it in her eyes, the fear. And how it transformed to love, I do not know during the gentle conversations. When we got married, do you know what her father told me? How could she have fallen in love with you? You are a giant dark moor, and she is as soft as skin, as glowing, alluring as alabaster. Why will she marry you? You have done witchcraft. I told him, sir, it's simply not possible. I did not employ any witchcraft. She loved me for the dangers I had passed in the battlefield, and I loved her that she pitied them. That is the only witchcraft that I have ever employed. And I was so happy that I was deputed to Cyprus at the war zone to fight against Turks. I was ready to face all the challenges, and I come here, and the whole unfolding of the love between Cassio and my love, the dainty damsel Desdemona, started. Iago unfolded it. Oh, Iago, Iago, Iago. How could you trust him? How could you do that? You damaged your life and just fell off my eyes. How could you do that? How could you do that? Sir, come out of the darkness. I'm talking to you. What are you doing? What are you doing in the dark? Oh, what is it that I hear? You kill yourself? I put out the light, and I put out the light. And let me tell you, Emilia, that I did kiss her before we killed her. That, my dear friends, was what happened in Othello. Nothing unusual. But what is it, the orientation that I got from that story that was enacted to us when we were 18 in the college is one thing. One sentence that Iago says is, I am not what I am. This is what the world tells us. People are not what they are. Iago, at least 39 times, people in the play call him the honest, trustworthy fellow. And then he turns out to be the villain of the hardest kind who no one can imagine can be that. Othello looks like a very strong, sturdy person who has lived alone all his life and battled thousands of wounds and warriors. But he could not just take this onslaught on his life. He could not take that. Desdemona looked a very firm, very strong lady, but she could not actually, she succumbed to the pains and all the time she was tormenting herself. And Emilia, she looked so strong and composed. And then you find that a battle was raging all within herself and she couldn't control it. So the world is not what it appears to us. There is a lot going beneath the surfaces of people, of situations, in organizations, in legal institutions, in policies. Nothing seems as it appears. There is a lot going on behind the screen. Do we have the intuition to see it? That is the orientation I got today. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks to Master Divya Pandey for the orientation from Othello. I learned the vocal overriding. I learned the emotion in your speech. It was a fantastic speech. Thank you so much. If I talk about the theme education, COVID-19 outbreak, however, has caused a global education crisis. Most education systems in the world have been severely affected by education disruptions and have faced extraordinary challenges. The school closures brought on by the pandemic have had devastating consequences for children's learning and well-being. It is estimated that 147 million children missed more than half of their in-class instruction over the past 2 years. Now our second speech will be delivered by our Toastmaster Matthew George, who is online. It is his icebreakers, offline. Matthew George, yeah. It is his icebreaker speech from level 1, project 1. I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Sai Ramchandran. Toastmaster Sai Ramchandran to explain the objective for the speech. And before that, if you can give the answer in few words, how important is education in your opinion?
I've always agreed completely with a very famous and a very well thought-provoking quote by Mark Twain, which says that a man who cannot read, who does not read, is no better than a man who cannot read. And I think that speaks volumes about the importance of education and being open-minded and being able to absorb information from the world around you. And I think education gives us those tools, and we should not let a degree get in the way of getting an education.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai. Now you can go for the objectives.
Thank you very much. We all live rich and fulfilling lives, but we cannot expect a new member to take the entire meeting to introduce themselves to us. We will give our new member, Matthew George, 4 to 6 minutes to tell us a little bit about himself so that he can be a heavyweight penguin and break the ice for us. Toastmaster of the day, our speaker our second speaker for the day is Toastmaster Matthew, who will be introducing himself through an icebreaker, and my job as his evaluator will be to evaluate his icebreaker speech in the context of his first speech as a Toastmaster. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ramcharan. Let's welcome our Toastmaster Matthew Jose for the speech title Heartbeat. I'm going to learn about the heartbeat. Before that, Toastmaster Matthew, same question I will repeat to you. How important is education for you? In few words. To be what you are today, education is very important. It makes you who you are today, both mentally and culturally. So education is very much important. Okay, now go for your speech, heartbeats. Now floor is yours. This is how I was a couple of years back, to be precise, the beginning of 2020. That was my first table topics speech. I could hear my own heartbeat, my legs were shivering, words were not coming out. I was in shock. It was a pure heartbeat. I could just hear it. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, online and offline, a very good evening to one and all. I started this Toastmasters journey in the year 2020, a couple of months before COVID. I came to Toastmasters accidentally. It was through one of my passions that I got introduced to Toastmasters, which you will come to know later. I am Matthew Jose, Toastmaster Matthew. I was raised and born in Bahrain. I am a Bahraini with an Indian passport. Going back to my childhood and early teens, I was an introvert. But by the end of my teenage, I became an extrovert. First, moving forward, for my education, I am professionally an insurance underwriter, but for a living, I do talking. I'm a sales guy. I sell things to make my living. Again, as a part of my job, I had to move to Kuwait. Well, this passion was with me when I was, from childhood onwards. The passion was nothing but food. I love food. I love to eat. I don't cook. I'm a food critic. I used to write a couple of reviews for blogs. Since my reviews were too good, they asked me not to write again, so I stopped. So, once sitting like this in a restaurant, having my meal, over the next table, I overheard the word Toastmasters. Boom! That was it. And then, that's what happened. You heard my first table topic speech. There was a team that was actually organizing a new Toastmasters club in Kuwait, and they were actually hunting members. And I was the easiest prey who just came to have his food, and they grabbed me. So that was the easiest catch for them. Thanks to the VP membership, he sponsored my dinner that night. Well, that was my first speech. And from there on, I had many opportunities to give out speeches. All thanks to my members, my mentors, my friends, and several other Toastmasters in that club. All thanks to them. All of them became a part of your life. So some of them became friends for a lifetime. Well, what did I achieve from Toastmasters? In few words, it helped me sometimes secure a job. And it helped me secure a wife too. Now you will be thinking, did I marry a Toastmaster? No, wait. Well, when I met my wife for the first time, to be wife for the first time, she posted a lot of questions to me. They were nothing but table topics. They were nothing but table topics for me. And I cracked the championship. She became my wife. That's the prize. Well, she is over here right now. So that's how I won the table topic championship. So thanks to Toastmasters. If any of you planning to get married over there, join Toastmasters. You may find a better half, or you will help them, help communicate better in Toastmasters. Moving forward, yes, there was the fear. There was an intensity. You have to put your hard work in Toastmasters, but there are mentors and people to guide you. It helps to make you a lot of new friends, a lot of contacts, and a lot of you learn. A lot of learning is there. Every day you come to a Toastmasters meeting, you carry something back home valuable. Now, even though my Toastmasters journey started as a heart attack or a heartbeat, now it's a part of my heartbeat. It's like Toastmasters before every meeting. Well, because I prepare my speeches towards the end of the meeting, just half an hour before. So again, that tension, Toastmasters. To all my friends who wants to join the Toastmasters, no second thoughts. Just jump in, join in. There is something valuable for you. I hope all of you have come to know a bit of myself, a bit of me. So I'm Matthew here, Toastmaster Matthew. For any further information you want, I'm the VP membership of this club. You can contact me, plus a membership for you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Matthew. It was not an eye-breaking. I did not feel that you are these are your first speech. And what you say, Toastmaster is such a lovely platform. We are always learning. As you grow, learning never stops. Never stops. Learning never stops. And for me, Toastmaster platform is the cheapest university where we pay the only 40 dinar and we learn equivalent to the 4,000 or 8,000 dinar. And this is the investment in knowledge which pay with the interest. So how many benefits with the Toastmasters? Thank you so much again. Now we will go our third speaker. Our third speaker is the Toastmaster Greece. Toastmaster Regina Ismail, who will be delivering Greece Mittal. Our speaker is the Regina Ismail, who will be delivering the level 1 project number 3. And before I call the speaker, I would like to invite her evaluator, our Toastmaster Manasvi Tomar. Toastmaster Manasvi Tomar, please, I would like you to introduce the objectives of the project number 3. And before that, you explain the words, please, I will repeat the same question to you. How important is education for you in the few words? Toastmaster Manasvi.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster P.K. Parashar. Education, in my words, is a very important, which reveals the human being of the inside. Okay, as the great sage Vivekananda says, education is the manifestation of a perfection in the human being. So I think these lines are enough to understand what is education and what it means to be. And here I would like to welcome Toastmaster Regina Ismail. Her pathway is effective coaching. She is delivering the speech as a level 1 project 3. The title of the speech is Management in Daily Life. The objective of this project is to excel in the speech and the vocal qualities of the speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Our speaker, Toastmaster Regina Ismail, with the title Management in Daily Life. Before you start your speech, Toastmaster Regina, I will repeat the same question. How important is the education in your words?
In my opinion, education is essential for molding our personality, character, and culture as well. And I strongly believe that an educated person and uneducated person have an immense difference in their all kinds of personality and culture.
Thank you very much. Now, Toastmaster Rajina with title Management in Daily Life. Toastmaster Rajina, floor is yours.
There should be a proper management for each and every successful activities. Yes, my topic is management. And I'm so glad to tell that coincidentally happened, my topic is related education and learning. Education means my MBA, I specialized in management. So, and learning, the next word of the day, that is learning. So learning means I just revised all my MBA portions for my speech preparations. So I just have a nostalgic memories, and I learned a lot when I prepared this topic and speak. So I thought that I got a lot more. So I could learn more through this Toastmasters meeting. So, good evening, Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, guests. Myself, Regina, and I just want to share some points and thoughts about management in our daily life. So, before start my speech, I just want to mention our DTM Raja sir. Because to be honest, I just want to attend this meeting through online. So he sent a picture in our group. He arranged everything for our today's meeting. So I really appreciate him for the effort who has taken for our today's meeting session. So that is said to be a management on right management and right time. That is a great influence or a great effect in our success of our meeting session. So I'm so thankful to our DTM Raja sir for taking effort for our success of our Toastmasters. And let's come to the point management. Management simply we can take that it's coordination and controlling of things or activities. Or it has a wider meaning as well. In organization or a business context, we can tell that it's an administration or coordination of activities or that is tasks carried out in an organization. So when we take in an organization, we know that a lot of activities are carried out. In an organization, as we know that there will be a production, before that purchase, production, marketing, sales, and human resources, and so on. So all these activities should have a proper management for the smooth functioning of the business organization, isn't it? Yes. So likewise, all these activities have its own proper management. For instance, there will be financial activities in a business organization. These financial activities coming under the financial management. So all activities, that is human resources or financial or purchase, production, sales, marketing, all these kinds of activities should be properly managed for smooth functioning of organization. Likewise, I can tell that in our daily life, we will have a proper management. In our daily life, we have all lot of activities to be carried out. Likewise, there is a lot of influence management in our daily life or personal life also. That is time management. It's very important. Time management should be we have to manage our time properly. So it will lead a positive impact in our life. And financial management, time management, financial management, home management. I'm a housewife, so I just want to mention home management also. Then expenses, our savings, and educational management. I just want to mention the education also because our theme of the day is our today's theme is education. So I want to mention the education also. Education should be properly managed in our personal life. So all these kinds of management have a serious impact on our daily life. So I just mentioned time management. So time management is a fundamental management which positively affects our success of our personal life. The time which can be classified into 4 categories such as do, does, sorry, delegate, delete. I forgot one. Okay, so we have to give a priority to important and unimportant things. So if we categorize the important and unimportant things, we will get a proper time management. And we know that management it has 4 main functions, that is planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, which we must we must focus on this planning. Planning means what to do, when to do, where to do, who is to do. All these we will have a well aware about these kinds of things. And like organizing, directing, controlling, all these functions of management we have to carry it out properly. It will efficiently and effectively in our personal life also. So the life management, at the time of the point I can tell you life management. Life management means the proper management of our life for happy and efficient and effective life. So before my speech, I'm wishing to all a proper and efficient management in everyone's life. Thank you so much.
Wow, fantastic speech, Toastmaster Regina. I learned about the time management. I learned about the home management. I learned about the business management. How many learning you have given today to us? Fantastic. Can give the big applause for her. Now, without delay, I would like to call our speaker number 4, who is the Toastmaster Aman Patil, and he will be delivering the level 1 project 1. So objectives is already delivered by objectives already explained by the first speaker. I will not call the evaluator now. Directly, I will call our Toastmaster Aman for the speech. Title is Journey of My Life. Toastmaster Aman. Before you start, I'm asking the one question from all the speakers. Same I will repeat to you. How important is education for you in your words?
Education is very important. Like without the education, nowadays you cannot do anything. Even you cannot do farming also. For these kind of things also you should be educated.
You have to learn.
You have to learn.
And today our word of the day also is the learning. So I hope you will use our Toastmaster Giza Deshpande word learning in your speech. Right, Toastmaster Giza Pandey? Okay, now without delay, Toastmaster Aman Patil, you can deliver your speech, Journey of My Life. The floor is yours. This is the same icebreaker.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aman Patil. Today I am going to deliver my first icebreaker speech, The Journey of My Life. I grew up in Rajasthan, India, and completed my schooling in my hometown itself. In my school life, I am not a brilliant child. I came from a group of backbenchers who make everyone's life terrible. According to me, my schooling life was very awesome. Later, I moved to Jaipur, Pink City of Rajasthan, for my higher studies of mechanical engineering. And from my childhood until now, I am very much curious to know how the things are working,
I love to play with gadgets and to test them to its extreme limit, and almost all the time my gadget will broke. After engineering, I tried a lot and given so many interviews. Then at last I was selected for Tata Advanced System. Tata Advanced System, it's a joint venture between Tata's and the world leading manufacturing companies of aircraft. One is Sikorsky, that is manufacturing 10-seater helicopters. And other one is Lockheed Martin, world #1 fighter jet company. You might hear about Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor, world first 5th generation stealth fighter jet plane. So we, like in Tata, we are working with Lockheed Martin and Sikorsky both. But because of some issues in the first year of my job, I have to left my job because of some family reasons. Then later on, I was idle at my home. Then after I got a chance to come in Bahrain, and I worked with Revitas as a purchase.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shaman. I don't feel this was ice break. You were very confident, and we are the two icebreakers we have seen. They both are fantastic. I will learn many things from them. Now I will go back to my topic or theme, education. If I go about the facts and figures, which I noted down to 147 million children are estimated to have missed more than half of their in-class instruction over the past 2 years due to school closure caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. And in 2020, about 1/4 of primary schools globally did not have access to basic services such as electricity, drinking water, and basic sanitation facilities. Roughly 50% of primary schools had access to facilities such as information and communication technology and disability adapted infrastructure. Now, I would like to call our speaker number 5, who is our Toastmaster Fatima Safa. And I believe she is online. And her speech title is titled Adopt. And before I will call Toastmaster Fatima, I would like to call our evaluator, Toastmaster Muhammad Ali. Toastmaster Muhammad Ali, please can you explain the objective for our speech? And before that, you explain the objective. I will ask you the same questions. If you remember, what is the, then I can say you have learned. What was the question? Importance of education. Yeah, how important is education? You are really learning.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Toastmaster Muhammad Ali. Education is nowadays more important. So without education, we cannot able to move forward. So please don't stop learning. So keep learning. It will be it will reach you in the better place. Thank you. And the objective, I think title is effective coaching. We will evaluate you. How is your
title is Adopt.
Adopt. Yeah. So we will evaluate based on clarities and awareness and effective. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muhammad Ali. Our speaker, Toastmaster Safa. Let's all welcome our Toastmaster Safa, Fatima Safa. Title Adopt. Toastmaster Fatima Safa. Now floor is yours.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, for introducing me. Just a correction, the title is Adapt. So it's fine, I understand. So what I'm going to say is that today we are having a speakathon. Now, a speakathon is a place where the speakers coming in expressing ideas to the world. and the main aim is to communicate. Now, what I think is that communication is a funny thing. We communicate with other people on a daily basis, and the goal is the same always: feel valued and understood. Challenge is that we may not have the same communication style as the person that we are talking with. This means that even though we may be speaking the same language, the way in which we give and receive information may be completely the opposite. I am sure you might have been in such case, because there is nothing more frustrating than having a conversation with a person who simply doesn't seem to understand what you are trying to communicate. Oftentimes, we have friends, and when we get to know them, you begin to understand them. You know how to communicate with them effectively, in a better way. But what if it's a person that you have met for the first time? In this case, the faster that you learn, find and identify, and how do you identify the other communication style and adapt them, the more effective you're going to be as a speaker. For launching my level 2 of Project 2, I had to go through a series of tests to find out my communication style. And I'm glad that I'm supportive and more of an analytical communicator. Before I go on to explain what these words mean, let me tell you also another incident, an experience that I felt in Toastmasters. I'm doing the VPPR of the club, and I was really, I knew what the role was and was very experienced with it. I wanted to challenge myself. I took up head of education role. Little did I know the amount of convincing, talking, the amount of building of relationships that it required. Some were really comfortable, and I felt at home talking to them, approaching them, but some were quite intimidating. That's why I realized the importance of actually understanding the different communication style. If not completely, but I know to an extent now. Let me explain. There are 4 different communication styles of analytical, direct, initiating, and supportive. Now, the analytical communicator is logical and very precise. This communicator generally comes in and he would be taking notes. We can tell that they're really paying attention to the details, all of the facts, the figures, and they're going to have a lot of questions to you as well about the process, the program. Now, what I know now is that I need to be very logical and organized in the way I give the material to them. I need to also give them plenty of space to ask questions. This is because they really value understanding information. The second type of communicator, direct communicator, is very decisive to the point. You can notice this communicator from a mile away. They come in marching in, and before they even sit down, already listing all of their goals, expectations, what they need to do. It's like they're always in a hurry. Now, what I find is that I found it really intimidating. I thought they didn't like me, but little did I know that that's the way that they are. They're in a hurry. They don't have time to chit chat. All about getting things done and getting to the point. So what I need to do is to narrow down all the information and make it really exact and precise what they need to know. Nothing more, no more, no less. Now, there is a third type of communicator, the initiating communicator, your social butterfly. This person walks in, and within the 5 minutes that they meet you, they're going to tell your entire life story. And they're a lot of fun. They're going to be warm, engaging, smiling, and they really value relationships. What I know about this style of communication is that I need to give them the space to share their story. And I should also be willing to share mine. But a unique challenge that I have is that I have to make sure that I stay on task. Finally, the fourth type of communicator is supportive. The person is very steady, and you usually identify the style of communicator from a mile away. They're going to be quiet. they're not going to come and initiate a conversation with you. They're going to be shy, reserved, listening to everything that I say. Now, I need to make sure that they feel as welcome as possible, as they're in our own home. This style of communicator doesn't like a lot of change, and so the faster that I make them feel at home, it's the better. And because they're good listeners, I need to also make them feel comfortable. I have to be intentional in asking questions about them. Now you know the 4 communication styles. All you have to do is adapt yours. With this, over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
What we wonderful speech was Master Fatima. I learned about the 4 types of communications. Adapt. I learned the adapt. I was going through the meaning because I pronounced wrongly and you made me correct. Also I learned. Adapt is make suitable for a new use or purpose modified. Thank you so much. Before I call the next speaker, I would like to introduce our guest, Mr. Karthik. Thank you very much for coming and joining our meeting. Please, if you don't mind, please can you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, myself is Karthik. I'm from Mangalore, in Karnataka. Past 6 months I came in Mumbai and I'm currently working in chemical. Master factory manager. So you call me like everyone is like they're into their communication and so they call me. You can join.
Thank you, Mr. Karthik. I'm very much sure you will like it and you will keep on coming. Thank you so much. Now, if I talk about my theme, education, as International Day was introduced 5 years back in 2018. So this was the sustainable goal by the UN. And if we talk about the UN target for goal number 4, education, this is they have to accomplish by 2030. And their completion is to ensure that all girls and boys complete free, equitable and quality primary and secondary education. Ensure that all girls and boys have access to quality early childhood development, care and primary education so that they are ready for primary education. Now, without delay, I will call our speaker number 6, who is Toastmaster Akash Hooker, and he will be delivering his ice break. I will not welcome the evaluator because objectives is already explained for the ice break. So Toastmaster Akash, before you go for your curiosity and ambition, I would like to ask the same question: how education is important for you viewers?
Good evening, everyone. And thank you, Toastmaster. Regarding the question, education, in a very basic sense, what I believe in, education is something that makes us civilized. All the answers that my fellow Toastmasters said, that it is very important for the survival of today's society, I agree with all of them. But on the very basic, not on the ground level, it is something that makes us civilized. So that is what education is for me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akash. Now, floor is yours for the Akash, Toastmaster Akash. Speech title is Curiosity and Ambition. Curiosity and Ambition, Toastmaster Akash.
I'm neither clever nor specially gifted. I'm only very, very curious. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. My name is Akash Kokar. I'm 24 years old. I'm a mechanical engineer hailing from Haryana, India. Currently working as supervisor in Amitas Electricals. And the topic of my icebreaker speech is curiosity and ambitions. In next few minutes, I'll try to explore the idea of living your life curiously and living ambitiously, and share my learnings with the help of some experiences from my life. So let's start. Ever since growing up, I was a very curious kid. I love sports and I like to visit new places and I like to meet new people and everything.
So after a certain age, when I was asked about my career and future plans, I thought in which job I can get to play, get to travel, and moreover, need not to study a lot for that. Obviously, just I'm a student in 8th standard. So yeah, that was my thought process. And I came up with the idea of becoming an Indian Army officer, and soon became very much ambitious about it. 12th class came my board exams, took the entrance exam called NDA conducted by UPSC for youth officer selections. First attempt, failed the written exam. Second attempt, cleared my written exam, but failed my SSB. But third attempt, I was not giving up. Third attempt came, cleared my written, cleared my SSB interview, and went for my medical. But guess what? By the time of my joining, I was crossing the age criteria for joining the armed forces. So at the end of the day, I was not selected. So what will you do in such a situation if you are at that point? Because this was not my plan. This was actually opposite of plan. It was chaos. I was young and naive, didn't understand what to do because I never had any type of plan. But all right, life goes on. I got admission in a reputed college, and to be very honest, my college life was awesome. I was making friends, learning new things. I was participating in new events, organizing events, traveling places. I was doing everything except study. So yeah, that was my college life. So into the third year, I discovered this new subject in our syllabus called CAD. For those who are coming from a mechanical background, they must know CAD means computer aided design. So there are certain softwares in CAD, SolidWorks, AutoCAD, ANSYS, and number of softwares. So the subject wise, it was a very easy subject and a scoring subject. So you can just study a night before and score well in your exam. But what happened to me at that time, I got interested in that subject more than required. I was spending too much time in that subject. I was learning about new softwares. In the college, we got free Wi-Fi in the library. So I downloaded some cracked version of the softwares. So I learned all the softwares using YouTube and online session with my help of professors and everything. All because I was curious about. I never made any plan that what I will do with this subject, what I will do with software, because many of the software that I later learned about, they were not in use anymore. Industries were not using those softwares, even still I was learning them. Just because I was curious. It was happening and I was not planning, so why I'm doing this and think, okay. Cut to final year, placement comes, but one thing more that came along with it and it affected all of us, that was pandemic. And it was a nightmare. Final year student is going for placement, but can't go to college. All the companies are backing out, saying their students are giving their exams at home. So they were under very shadow of doubt. Whether the exams are being conducted in a fair manner, students are studying, are they eligible for the jobs and everything. But thanks to my curiosity and everything, I landed 3 jobs. I got 3 job offers at the end of my final year. Just because those subjects, that CAD, or software that I learned in third year, they came very handy during the interviews. And guess what? 2 years down the road, today I'm standing here, made my career out of. So that was my journey. So reflecting upon all this, I realized how a curiosity can take you to places. But does that make ambition an inferior thought? I say no. You see, it was my ambition for becoming an officer that I prepared for UPSC exams. But that same preparation helped me in cracking engineering and entrance exams. While preparing for those interviews, I developed my personality so that I can stand in front of someone and express myself. I feel like in life, if one door shuts and while you are trying to open it, pushing it, pulling it, just be aware and stay curious about other doors that may open. Ambition is goal-oriented, but curiosity is more about journey, doing what you feel like. You need both of them to move forward. One need to be ambitious enough to take on personal opportunity, but also curious enough to see where it takes you. Thank you and stay curious.
Thank you so much, Akash, for the curiosity and ambition.
can I request our timer Toastmaster Dinesh Paul just to give the timing report for all the speakers?
Sure. Thank you, Toastmasters of the day. Our first speaker, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande.
For you tell the report, same question I'll repeat to you, Dinesh Paul. How education is important for you in few words.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the day. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, said by the Nelson Mandela, President of South Africa and political activist. For me, as my father told, he was not a very highly educated, but he was a farmer. He told Dinesh, education is the wealth which no one can part or share. All property will be shared by your brothers or siblings, but education, it will be your own. So please go study nicely and get the nice education. With that, thank you, and over to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paul. Now you can give the report for the speaker, timing for the speaker.
First speaker, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande, which was the prepared speech 5 to 7 minutes. If the timing is 7 minutes, 19 seconds. Second speaker, Matthew George, who was the icebreaker, 5 minutes, 32 seconds. Next, Toastmasters Rajina Ismail, 6 minutes, 38 seconds. Speaker 4, Aman Patel, who was the icebreaker. Unfortunately, he took only the 2 minutes. Next, Speaker 5, Fatima Safa, 6 minutes, 6 seconds. Next, Speaker number 6, Akash Khokar, icebreaker, 5 minutes, 32 seconds. So, except the Speaker number 4, Aman Patel, all others are qualified.
Thank you.
Thank you. Over to you.
Can I request all the members, online and offline, they can poll for the best speaker? Now, if I go back to my theme education, I was talking about the International Day of Education. This is related to the UN, but we also can contribute lot individually in the field of education. We can donate some money to such a good NGO. Those are helping the poor people, conduct the free classes. That's what we do in Toastmasters by arranging the YLP, Youth Leadership Program. We encourage them and giving the platform to rise as a leader. I will urge every Toastmaster to fulfill the dream of our founder, Ralph C. Smedley, keep on continue. So here, my role is over. I try to entertain my level best to all of you. I enjoy the meeting, being a Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity. Now time for me to hand over the control online Toastmaster of the day to Toastmaster Nasha. I welcome Toastmaster Nasha and hand over to her.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Parashar. Before we continue, I would like to speak on the theme, the importance of education. Education is an important learning in one's life. It is the key to success in the future and to have many opportunities in our life. Education has many advantages for people. For instance, it illuminates mind and thinking. It helps students to plan for work or pursue higher education by graduating from university. Having education in an area helps people think, feel, believe in a way that contributes to success and improve not only their personal satisfaction but also their community. Now, let's move on to the interesting and scary session of the meeting. To conduct, we have a dynamic Toastmaster. He is currently Vice President Education of St. Paul Toastmasters Club. Please join me in welcoming distinguished Toastmaster Renosh Thomas to conduct the table topic session. But before that, I would like to hear a few lines about the team education from you. Over to you, sir.
Toastmaster Day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and all the guests present here. If you want to ask me a sentence, I'll just say that what is water to the body? That's the importance of education to the development of a human being. Coming to the table topic session, let me just quickly tell you what this session is about for those guests who are in here. So this table topic session, the purpose of this session is to facilitate table topics where guests and members will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. Now, due to the short time, I have something different than the normal topics that are being conducted. It's called storytelling, but in a different style. And I will request the timers to please take note of this timing criteria that will be coming on the screen. And I will request the speakers as well to take note of it. I will request, since we've got members and guests online as well as offline, I will need 3 volunteers from the online platform and 2 from the offline or the physical platform there, because I can't see the people there. I believe most of the role players have got the opportunity. If not, I will call the names. So if I can have raise of hands of 3 online members, and if someone over there in the physical area can volunteer, 2 of them. All right. Seeing none.
Jyoti has put up her hands in the online mode.
All right.
And evaluator Sai also has put up.
All right. So we have got the 3 of them online. So we've got Toastmaster Jyoti. We have got Toastmaster Sai, Toastmaster Sri Panu. And from the physical platform, who's willing to take up this role? Guests are...
Evaluator 2 Sai also on raise hand. Evaluator 2 Sai on raise hand from online.
Done. I've taken 3 of them. Can I call, if possible, if the guest, Karthik, if you are comfortable to take this role? It's very easy. If you like, I'll give it a good opportunity.
Yeah. Yes, Karthik is ready for table topic.
Fantastic. Can I call them to Manasvi in the physical platform? Toastmaster Manasvi. Yeah. Distinguished Toastmaster, can I see Toastmaster Manasvi as well? Okay. So this is how I will just share you my screen. Thank you so much. I'll just share you my screen quickly. So it'll be easy for all of you to know what is the rules of this story session. And here we go. All right. Timers, the offline and online timers, please take note of this. Since we're going to have a very short time left for the session, we will have the green virtual background or the green card at 40 seconds. The yellow virtual background or the yellow card will be shown at 50 seconds, and at 1 minute or 60 seconds, we will have the red virtual background or red card shown for the offline participants. Okay, so I hope the timing criteria is clear for both the timers and for all the participants as well. Now, how does this work? Okay, My math is not right today. It's 5 participants. We'll have 3 online, which is Toastmaster Jyoti will be the first, followed by Toastmaster Sai, the second, followed by Toastmaster Sri Panu will be the third. And then the 2 offline, we will have first Karthik will speak, and the last will be Toastmaster Manasvi. Okay, so that is the order of speaking. Okay. Now, a story. Presenting before you a situation. You all will understand the situation, and then based on your creativity, you can create a story from that. And when one speaker finishes his or her part within that 1 minute, the next speaker will continue from that story. And Toastmaster Manasvi, you are the last person, so you will end the story. We have Toastmaster Jyoti who will start. I'll give the situation. Toastmaster Jyoti will start and continue the story till Toastmaster Manasvi ends it. Okay, so I hope friends are clear. Your story, but each of you have 1 minute and make sure your story continues from the next person. All right. And this is yours. Okay, so this is your situation. All 5 of you, are in a class, and the teacher is taking a science-related subject on rockets and space. The teacher is called by the principal for an urgent meeting, and the teacher appoints a class leader in charge for that time. The teacher comes back after 15 minutes, and what she sees is you standing on the table, and you then realized that the teacher is behind you. The teacher asks you, what are you doing? So this is the situation. I hope it is clear. The teacher was taking a science class. The teacher is called for a meeting by the principal and appoints a class leader. For 15 minutes, teacher is not there. Teacher comes back, and what she sees is you standing on that table as you see on the screen, and she's asking you for an explanation. Now you need to build your story from here. So let me call first Toastmaster Jyoti. You can start. Your 1 minute will start now. Let me stop the share. Toastmaster Jyoti. Toastmaster Jyoti, your mic is muted. If you could unmute.
I'm so sorry. I was only doing a practical session of what you taught. Can you see I have this, and I was making this awesome rocket to go. Phew! Little did I realize that it would get stuck in the fan there. I had to climb up. Am I correct? You can ask everybody in the class. That's exactly what I did. I had no intentions of breaking anything else. If you notice, I've got a stack of paper just to make sure. And you know, you walked in. But that friend of mine, he made a noise, and I had to jump up to bring it down. And you walked in and you think I did something wrong. I would never disobey you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Jyoti. Now let me call the next speaker, Toastmaster Sai, to continue from there.
Jyoti, you don't even go to the school. You graduated 24 years ago. Why are you in this classroom? And what is this obsession with this particular lecture that brings you back to this classroom every year on this day? You're not even a science student. You were an artist when I last checked. I follow you on Instagram. I see your paintings and your sketches. What is it about rockets and space that attracts you so much? If you really want it, go talk to Elon Musk. He can maybe put you on a spaceship and send you off to Mars, though I'm sure that on the 6th of January every year, you will find a way back to my classroom to stand up on my desk when suddenly, I don't know how you manage this, but I get called away for an emergency meeting every year. I'll come back and find you standing on the desk, holding up your arms as if you're praying to a space god, and then tell me that your your rocket was stuck in the fan. Jyoti,
thank you.
It's well timed. It's past time for you to stop doing this.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai. Now our third speaker will continue the story from here that we call Toastmaster Sri Panu Bas. Over to you.
I think this is the second time I have seen Jyoti in this class creating another ruckus. Although I do enjoy the sessions that she has with the teacher. I can attest to the fact that she did not break anything, but yes, she does like jumping around the desks. And yes, she also has I like what she brings to the table, an artistic mind as well as a passion for science, because again, this is the second class of science that she has come to attend. And what better than a practical display of flying planes and trying to catch a rocket than in a rocket class. So I'm glad that she was here. Although I would ask you to be wary of Sai the next time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Siparna. Sorry. Siparna. Okay. Now our fourth speaker, our guest, Karthik, will continue the story from there. Over to you, Karthik.
So actually you are not there in the class at that time, so that's why I'm flying in the sky and I'm counting the stars and let's see. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Karthik. Now we have Toastmaster Manasvi who will end the story. Over to you, Toastmaster Manasvi.
Teacher, actually, I was trying to explain to everyone, but then Jyoti stand up on the desk and she was measuring the size of the moon with her hands, and she was trying like, okay, this big is the moon and we have to reach over there. So that is the thing happens, and then immediately I went up to the Karthik, why you are sleeping? Wake up from your dreams of the stars and the galaxies and about this galaxies and the universe. Come to the real classroom and see how Jyoti is depicting this rocket which is reaching towards the moon. So, teacher, I hope that this is the motto of this class, like you are teaching us how to reach to the moon and how to reach our dreams over there in the universe, which is infinite. So hopefully, I think teacher is now well aware of what Jyoti was doing, and we explain our roles very well. Thank you, DT, very much.
Manasvi, can we all give a round of applause to all the table topic speakers, wonderful storytellers, and I'm sure this has been a learning experience for each and every one of us. And I hope this creativity continues in the meetings ahead as well. Thank you. And let me call the timer to give the time report of the table topic speakers. Over to you. If I can call Toastmaster Dinesh to tell the time taken by the online speakers.
Thank you, DTM Renosh. Our first table topic speaker, Toastmaster Jyoti Thomas, 1 minute 04 second. Next speaker, Toastmaster Sai, 1 minute 04 second. Next speaker, Toastmaster Sriparna Vasu, 53 second. Next guest, Karthik, 19 second. And next, last but not the least, Toastmaster Manasvi, 49 second. So except the guest Karthik, all are the qualified.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh, for that apt report. Since this is a hybrid meeting and this is our unique meeting, let me, if with a raise of hands, if you can consider our guest Karthik for today. It is his first time. It will be a good opportunity to do that for him as well. It's a learning experience for him, I'm sure. If we can all motivate with a raise of hands for those who are online or over there in the physical environment. Fantastic, fantastic audience. Thank you very much. So we will consider Karthik as well in the voting. And let me run the poll for the table topic. Speakers coming on your screen, and I'll request the ballot to be done over there in the physical environment as well. With this, let me wind up the table topic session and hand the control over to the TMOD, Toastmaster Nisha. Over to you.
Wow, that was a wonderful session. Thank you so much, sir. Oh, okay. Shall I continue?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Now let me introduce the general evaluator, Toastmaster Yashwant, to conduct the evaluation session. Over to you, sir.
Yes. Yes, I am back. Okay, let me conduct the general evaluation session. Now we have the evaluators who would be evaluating the speech of the speakers. Now I'd like to welcome the first evaluator, Toastmaster Raja Manikyam, who will evaluate Toastmaster Girija Deshpande's speech. Timer, please note timing is 2 to 3 minutes, 2, 2.5, 3. And over to you, Toastmaster Raja. You are muted. Toastmaster Raja, you are muted.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator. Wow, what a speech. Definitely, we have to give our thunderous applause to our best speaker, Toastmaster Girija. I was reading the topic, orientation from Othello. Yes, thank you for Google, uncle. Othello is the character, right?
Othello.
Othello, yes. It's a really curiosity what the character is. What a wonderful English conversations, dialogues. Wow. Thank you so much. Because I used to sleep in English class, but today, definitely, to be honest, I didn't sleep. I love the love stories, especially the William Shakespeare. Okay, as per our Toastmasters, we'll go for all the evaluation stage. Today, very much clarity on your delivery of speech. Today, especially for vocabulary, fantastic, really awesome for everywhere, your modulation, everything is clear. Of course, you are used all gestures according to our dialects. You are almost compulsory, full 100% comfort level. So let me evaluate by the 4-letter word, that is toast, because you gave the English drama, so we need our today dinner as a toast. That is T, topics, awesome topics, because these are movie topics, fantastic, really attract the audience. Object of the speech, yes, we need to show your vocabulary. So you selected this object of the story. It's fantastic. It's really complete, acceptable objects. A, that is 3rd letter A, attractive and audience. Yes, of course. I saw here physical audience. Fantastic. All are attractive speech. And yes, that is 4 letters. Storytelling. You used amazing storytelling strategy. Fantastic. Finally, T, time. You took that 7 minutes, 19 seconds, perfectly placed all the timings. Well done. That is, finally, we have to be two recommendations as a public speaker in Toastmaster platform. There is two things. I suggest please remove your background while giving the speech because we are in hybrid as well as physical. Of course, I feel somewhere eye contact. For example, you are speaking somewhere to the another character and here some other character, but audience is in your camera level. So that could be changed little. So there is full recommendation for your speech. Goes awesome to next level. Over to you, general evaluator.
Yes. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raja. Now let's call the second evaluator, Toastmaster Sai Ramachandran. I would like to call you to evaluate Toastmaster Matthew Thomas' speech.
Gladly. Thank you very much, General Evaluator. It is my privilege to evaluate a top speaker like Toastmaster Matthew, and that too for an icebreaker. So here's what I was thinking when I was listening to his icebreaker speech, that if his speech had been delivered on the Titanic would not have sunk. His icebreaker would have done the job, kicked the iceberg out of the way. That's it. So it's that powerful. And what was it that was so powerful about his speech? When he walked up to the stage, and this is my first exposure to Speaker Matthew, he walked up to stage clutching a sheet to his heart. It was an icebreaker speech. The speech title was Heartbeat. And I was expecting a speaker with a little bit of diffidence, a little bit of underconfidence. But what I saw was in the first few seconds of his speech, he tosses that sheet away. That was a speaker in top form. He had my attention from that minute onwards. There were other elements of his speech that I found very interesting. It is funny. There were references to becoming a Toastmaster because somebody bought him dinner. And then he talked about his wife and his early conversations with his wife-to-be, which he finally said that he won those conversations and got his wife as the prize. Very funny, interesting, engaging speech. And then who can forget that moment when he showed his heart beating with his palms opening and closing? Very powerful visual. Again, an excellent way to keep the audience engaged with good body language and good vocal variety. All hallmarks of a very good speaker who's probably not giving his icebreaker speech for his first time. So on those notes, on that topic, I have no criticism to make of our speaker of the day. But just like his family, I want to keep him well fed. So I'm going to give him a sandwich, by which I mean I'm going to give him room for growth. One thing that I did not particularly like about the speech was that the speaker was addressing it only to the laptop or to the device that is pointed at him. A good speaker acknowledges the entire audience, though they might be online, they might be offline, they might be all over the world. So what I would have expected a speaker of Toastmaster Matthew's caliber was to face the audience in front of him, the people seated in the room in Bahrain, and turn to the camera every once in a while to make sure that we felt included in his speech. But what he chose to do was to deliver his entire speech only to the audience, only to the online audience, which I think was a miss on his part. The second thing that I found that he could have done differently, which I would have probably preferred to do myself if I was in his space, was to title his speech The Accidental Toastmaster. So two reasons why. One, it's a more evocative and a more thought-provoking title. Yes, I understand that the speech opened with heartbeat and all those fun things, and there was all these gestures and everything. But a title like The Accidental Toastmaster is far more evocative and gripping than just heartbeat. The other thing was, I'm drawing a blank, and I had a second thing to say about our speaker, which I'm not remembering anymore. But I definitely feel that there are a couple of areas where things could have been changed by the speaker, and the speech would have been really nice. Other than that, great speech, great icebreaker, and I wish Leonardo DiCaprio had known you back when the Titanic was being made. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sai. I would like to invite the third evaluator, Toastmaster Manasvi Tomar, to evaluate Toastmaster Rajina Ismail's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Manasvi.
General Evaluator. It was my pleasure to evaluate Toastmaster Rajina Ismail on the speech he delivered as a project 3 of level 1. The title was Management in Daily Life. I should say she was very excellent in the good body language. You delivered a very good body language by delivering the speech. You are using the entire stage. You have a movement all over, and you are engaging the audience. The best part is that the word of the day, learning, you have used almost 9 to 10 times in your entire speech. A very good example what you have given is for the DTM Raja. Of course, he is a very good manager. He managed the show very well. We have seen it in multiple meetings, and I hope we will going to see it again and again, and we will also excel in this sometime. The definition of a management was well structured. I think the professional way of defining what management is, that you have managed it very well. You have defined the things very well, and point by point was very good. You linked very well how the management in the professional life and how it should be in the personal life. And the best example what you gave is for the homemakers, the home management. We always, in our society, many people think that home management is not anything that one should do, but you highlighted that point. During the overall speech, my suggestion is that you maybe could include some more about the health management and the lifestyle management of a person when they make a work-life balance and a professional life balance. That is the only part, according to me, that was a little bit missing in that speech. And maybe it will be better for the next time, maybe you can try it, to engage the audience as well. Starting with a question, or you have some thoughts on the mind that you can ask the audience for the reaction of that particular speech. So I think in the next day of your speech, you can choose that starting of that. So in the end, I would like to say that yes, the clarity of the speech was very good. The vocal variety was very good. You have high notes and the low notes and everything. The explanation of 5 W's was very good, which was the professional approach. Okay. The speech was well structured, and some good examples you have shown for the professional management and how we can link it to the personal management. So that is the overall evaluation of my speech, and I hope it's good luck for the next upcoming projects. That's all from my side, General Evaluator. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manasvi. Now I would like to invite 4th evaluator, Toastmaster Rusbi Bashir. Hope I pronounced it right. To evaluate our Toastmaster Aman Patil's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Rusbi Bashir.
Thank you, General Evaluator. You pronounced it correct. Thank you. Before I start my evaluation, I request all of you to give a huge round of applause to my speaker who presented his first ever project. Wonderful. Kudos to you. Just like me, a backbencher who made everyone's life hard, that confidence and presence of mind was very much evident. You weren't shy or didn't show any fear, which is obviously a sign of backbencher. You also did a very good job fluently and flawlessly introducing yourself to us. We got to know about your hometown, education and job. Good job with that. Although with slight emphasis on few areas, your speech could have gone to another level. You know that in today's world, finding people to lend ears to give us their time is so difficult. Today, proudly being a VP Education, we have a room full of attendees. It's so happy. It makes me so happy to see that room. And we have almost 20 online attendees listening to us. As we know, icebreaker speech has time limit 4 to 6 minutes. You could make use of that time which was given to you. You took only 2 minutes. You could have added more information about yourself. You could have shared your stories, incidents, moments that made you proud so that we could know you better. And obviously, if you could have had a bit more eye contact with the people listening to you, a bit of usage of stage, and with more voice modulation would have taken your speech to a whole new level. But then, as I've said, as an icebreaker speech, you've done very good. And we're here for learning. Probably, obviously, you'll be better in the upcoming speeches, and I'm looking forward for your next speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rusby. Now I would like to call our fifth evaluator, Toastmaster Muhammad Ali, to evaluate Toastmaster Fatima Safa's speech. He is on the podium. Over to you, Toastmaster Muhammad Ali.
Good evening, gentlemen. Elementary Fatima, Toastmaster Fatima Safa's speech. The project is hello, project 2, level 2. The clarity is very good, and we learn more from your project, and it's very good, and your body language also very good, and clarity is okay, and the audience awareness also is really good, and only thing, just it's not an improvement, it's a gap for the body language and eye contact. And everything is really good, and you have done good in your project 2, level 2. So hope we will get in future with more projects. Thank you. Thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muhammad. Now let's move on to our sixth evaluator, Toastmaster Sherin and Matthew.
Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator.
To evaluate Toastmaster Akash Koka's speech, right? Over to you, Toastmaster Sherin. Yes.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, Toastmasters, and welcome guests. First of all, I would like to appreciate Toastmaster Akash for delivering his first ever speech, his icebreaker speech, promptly and confidently. Considering it was his first speech, you did a very good job. Well done on that. Some things I would like to brief, which I loved about your speech. Firstly, the title, Curiosity and Ambition. The title itself had the word curiosity. So I was curious enough to know that how the word curiosity and ambition can be interrelated, especially when a personal story is involved. But I must admit that you did a pretty good job on and justify the title. So well done on that. Secondly, the time usage, you had used the time 5 minutes and 32 seconds, I believe, which is a very decent amount of time for a 4 to 6 minute speech. So good. And lastly, which I loved, was that your key message was completely aligned with the content of the speech. And you ended with a very thoughtful note that one must be ambitious enough to take up the opportunity and must be curious enough to know where it takes you to. It was definitely interesting to know more about your life, a tad more about your life, and how success came to you with determination and a never give up attitude. Few points that I would like to tell you that you could work on is, I noticed that you started your speech with a quote, and I personally believe that the beginning and the end are areas where you need a lot of punch, as in dialogue delivery. So you could have avoided the paper reading while saying the quotes. Secondly, improve your vocal variety. Your speech was influential, but it could have really painted a picture to all of us if you had involved a body language or used more of vocal variety. Lastly, stage usage. As we have limited stage usage, you could have, within the frame, you could have moved a little bit around So to sum it up, a very good title, very good usage of time, and prompt, key message, few points that you could have improved on: avoiding paper reading, improving vocal variety, and stage usage. Keeping these points in mind, you can take your speech to a very next level. And I wish you all the very best for your future speeches as well. Thank you, and over to the general valuator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sherin. And now I'd like to acknowledge the presence of District Director 20. There was a message in chat. DTM Khalid Abdullah, welcome to the meeting, sir. So we are proceeding forward. Now we have our counter report by Uzbi Bashir.
Hi, good evening again. This was my favorite role, and directly moving on to the report. Toastmaster of the day, Parashar had 4 hours. Toastmaster Yashwant had 10 hours. Toastmaster Girija does not have any. Toastmaster Matthew had 2 hours. Toastmaster Regina had 15 hours. Toastmaster Muhammad Ali had 3 hours. Safa had 5 hours. Agash has repeated so 4 times. Toastmaster Manusri had 4 hours. Me, myself, had 3 hours. With that, thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much for that awesome report. And now let's move on to our wordmaster and grammarian, Toastmaster Girija. Over to you.
Thank you. The word of the day was okay. Do I start? Thank you. The word of the day was learning, and I heard several speakers use it. Of course, the Toastmaster of the day, Parashar, used it several times. Sai used it. Regina several times. Aman Patil once. Fatima Safa twice. Ruby Bashir and Shirin and Matthew. And of course, the general evaluator. Moving on to the good usages, there are several. Ignite a career. Constructive criticism. One who does not read is not better than one who cannot read. Rich and fulfilling lives. Penguin breaking the ice. Easy as prey. Education is building character. Education is manifestation of self. Backbencher making everyone's life terrible. Chit chat. No more, no less. Give space. Share my stories. Spot them from a mile away. Curiosity can take you places. Education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. Want to keep him well fed with a sandwich. Evocative. Taken the speech to a whole new level. Content aligned with topic. Allow punch. These were some of the good usages that I could make note of. Areas of improvement. Few of them are there. Have to left. Had to leave. Have to left again is a wrong usage because again you have the present participle with the past verb. So I had to leave would be the right expression. Million children's. There is no word as children's. It is children. Child is singular and children is plural. Without education, we cannot able to move. Either we use cannot or we use able to. We don't use both of them together. So we say without education, we cannot move ahead. Or without education, we are not able to move ahead. We do not use cannot and able to in the same sentence together. It was my pleasure to evaluate. At present, when you are evaluating, you say, it is my pleasure to evaluate. Little bit missing. It is a bit missing or a little missing. You don't say a little bit missing. Clarity is very good. The clarity was very good when the person spoke. Pronunciation, there is one mention of curiosity. It is not curiosity. There is an extended O sound. So there is, when you say, spell it as C-U, but actually there is a sound Y also, curiosity. You don't say curiosity. Similarly, it is curiosity. The O is extended, it is not short. Over to you, Toastmaster. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Girija. Yes, and now I think it's time for my timer report. Yes, it is a detailed report. Let's call timer Toastmaster Raja. If for voting everybody are qualified.
Toastmaster Dinesh,
Yes, please.
you have a timer, right?
Yeah, I can. You want to read out common or?
Yeah.
Just
you can read it.
qualification.
Sorry?
If all are qualified, can we go for the voting?
Except evaluator Toastmasters Muhammad Ali, others are qualified.
Okay, so let's go ahead with GE report. Probably timer, you can give your report. I thought you would be timing me as well. You can go ahead and
Yes,
give your
please.
report.
Your timing, general evaluation timing is the 6 to 8 minutes. 6 minutes I will show you green, 7 minutes yellow, and 8 minute red. You have the 30-second plus minus grace period. Thank you. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinesh. Yes, let me present my report as a general evaluator. We spoke about constructive criticism, and I think today with 23 plus role players, I think more than 20 role players, it was not something that I thought of. I imagined that this can happen. It's a record in itself. And that too on a hybrid mode. I'm back after a 6 to 7 hour training session of District 126. So I was running late, but then after coming back from training and looking at this, it's a complete mind-boggling thing. Let's start with Sergeant at Arms. Though we started 2 minutes late, it was an energetic start. And presiding officer Raja Manikyam took over, and he called to order. I think Sergeant at Arms does it, but then he wonderfully did that. And few areas of improvement is while we help of reading things, we need to read it as if we own it, right? So that is one thing. And camera positioning was a concern. We could observe that right from the presiding officer. It's right behind the door entry was behind the speaker, and in and out we could see that. So probably next time positioning can be changed. The change in agenda was rightly pointed out by DTM Thomas. And it was wonderful. We are not advanced clubs, but then we never do this. But okay, a small change in agenda has been professionally handled. It's something that I would take away. And then let's move on to Toastmaster of the day. Parashar seamlessly handled the transitions. Kudos on that. And I love the way he finally he spoke about goals, education, and then he went to the YLP. Right, a youth leadership program. He connected to the Toastmasters. That was a wonderful point which he did. Probably I would have loved if he had spoken about DCP points, the education, and those goals as well. 6 goals that the DCP points has for education role. And speaking about the timer 1 and timer 2, physical and the online, Dinesh Paul, wonderful coordination. I could see both are from different coordinating really well. And only one point is disqualifications to be told before. While giving the report, we'll be waiting until the end. Okay, was there any disqualifications? You keep our heartbeats up. So first tell whether people are qualified, disqualified, was there any disqualifications, and then go in detail level. That is probably a suggestion. And then Wordmaster and Grammarian Girija, last moment change, but then she established her command over English with the use of word copiously in introduction speech itself. And then the report that she gave, it was very detailed, and curiosity, the way how to pronounce it. I think we can go on and on that role. Next is the R counter, Usbi Bashir. very crisp introduction. And when it has come to role, she has explained everything. I mean, crisp. She's very crisp, very clear, very crisp. Probably improvement, double crutch words. Probably you can look for those and you can mention. And it is where people are having the issues and how they can overcome it. So if you have time, you can spend on these two things. You can identify patterns in people's speech, where they are using us. Few people, when they put a joke and then they were not able to come back, they use us. Few people, when they think, they use us. You need to identify the patterns. Probably that's a value add that our counter can do. Speaking about all the speakers overall, there were few icebreakers. When I gave my icebreakers, though we can use the chit, but then my mentor was very strict on me. He said, no, I'll not allow you. So probably slowly we need to up the this thing. We need to raise the bar. It's okay if we stumble on stage, but then let's not use the chit, right? So that is one thing. And DTM Raj evaluators. Speaking about evaluators, DTM Raja, I think Othello, while giving the evaluation, the title itself, Othello, we need to get it right? So that was something that we can take note of. The second evaluator, Sai Ramachandran, it was a motivating, you motivated it very well. The way you connected it, I think with Titanic, I guess. The title change that you mentioned was very apt. The wordplay, heartbreak can be made it as an accidental something. It was very apt. So only thing suggestion is you used a word called I did not like. Probably you could say I couldn't resonate with. So I understand few advanced clubs use hard language, but then probably this can be implemented. And then the evaluator 3, Manasi Thomar, health management. You spoke about health management. Probably we need to get into the script. New ideas need not be given. With the existing script, how it can be modified. So probably those areas the evaluator has to look at. Probably not giving a totally new outlook or extra content to the supporting material to the script, but within that script, how well it can be presented. That's one thing that we can look out for. And speaking about Rashin Bashir, evaluator 4, what I loved is the CRC method was very clear. The recommendations, that was very clearly spelled out. And same with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was using very good for everything. Instead of that, at line level, you keep it on the header level, good things, and put all those lines. So you need not repeat it each time. And evaluator 6, Sherin and Matthew, decent amount of time, 4 to 6. So that language could be changed. You have used a decent amount of time, 4 to 6 minutes for icebreaker. So yeah, so that, but then apart from that, you are very clear. Your specific purpose was mentioned very clearly. You have identified it very clearly from the speaker. Kudos on that. And then let's move on to the table topics master, Rinosh Thomas, epitome of clarity, creativity. The way he explained the whole concept, it was very clear, precise, on the dot. And the way his presentation itself has created an environment for creative thinking. So that is something that I would take from him. And with this, I would like to hand it over back to our Toastmaster of the day, who has Nasha Sabha. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for your time. We will make sure to follow your valuable comments in our upcoming meeting. We have our District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah presented here. I request him to speak few words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Master of Ceremony is very easy target, right? To have quick table topics. Well, good evenings to the leaders of the many clubs. Yes, Brashar, I can see you waving. Thank you so much for waving. You could just wave harder, but I can definitely see you. Yes, Raja, everyone would be waving. Yeah, no more. Khalas, done. Well, thank you so much for the brilliant. I've been here for just a small segment. I saw the reports. I saw DTM Girja. It's good that I'm speaking after her, so she would not be picking on my grammar. So I'm free with that. And I'm also happy as well to speak after the general evaluator, so he would not also pick on any of my improvements. So that's brilliant. 2 reports, brilliantly done. I was not basically maybe there before that, so I could also have some flavor of the quality of the meeting. I heard a bit from the general evaluator report. Of course, motions were raised at the right time. That's something that we always have to do, and we are so proud. And having said that, I'm currently in Dubai attending mid-year training. And whenever we speak about District 20, about the things that we do in District 20, the quality that we focus, the way that we treat each other, the membership in general, the family atmosphere that we have in District 20 is so unique. Whenever we speak about, some would definitely take notes. They just start taking notes. And that's what we are really proud to be in District 20. And whoever connects to District 20, I might be biased, but they really feel it. I had few connecting also from outside the district in few of our events. They kept on sending me messages on how to do things that we do achieve in District 20. And having this great setup right now, of course, if we have a guru like Raja, DTM Raja, that all of this hybrid connection is fine. If we have the best timer in the world, Toastmaster Dinesh, all of those timing and tracking of time and the quality that he brings on the table, that's given. So this is what we talk about when we speak about District 20, that family atmosphere, that unity that we have, that regardless, and I know that the clubs that are meeting right now, they have their own challenges. And deep inside as leaders, sometimes we feel, well, are we really doing enough for our members? But what I can see in front of me is exactly what you're doing. You're not just doing enough, you're even doing more than enough. So please keep on that, keep on the unity within yourself. Have the pride of not just being in District 20, but have the pride of being Toastmaster during such difficult time, because that's exactly what the world need at that specific time. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Master of Ceremonies, and to trick me for that quick table topics. I'm good that I'm off the hook of the grammar and the GE, so I'm fine with that. So please keep on smiling, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable time. Moving on, let's call for the poll. Poll for the best evaluator, poll for the best auxiliary role player, and poll for best role player. Oh.
Toastmaster of the day.
Yes, sir.
While the poll is being run, I would request if you could say a few words as per the agenda, and we can carry on from there, just to save time. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, before I conclude my role, I would like to say a small quote. If you fail, never give up, because fail means first attempt in learning. Education makes us view obstacles as challenge to overcome with no fear. Facing new things, it is the main factor behind successful people and the merits of developed country. Therefore, education is deemed a real success behind any future. Should I give the control back to Adam? Thank you. With that, I hand over the control back to the presiding officer, Distinguished Toastmaster Rajamanikam, to adjourn the meeting. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Marsha. What I would say, actually, thank you so much. First of all, TM Girija Madam, first should start at, we can do the speakathon. That time I don't not believe it will happen. Sure, if you think it will happen, universe will open. Everyone, I am a witness on this WhatsApp group. More than 150 messages today we got. This much coordination come for VP Education and President, for everyone. So overall, very good opportunity to show our hybrid quality meeting. As our district director said, District 20 is doing unique. Yes, of course, we are in unique quality of the meetings going on. And I would like to thank you so much for our General Evaluator Yashwant Tadipalli. What a wonderful General Evaluator. We will take your advice and we will do the recommendations. We will take the recommendation and to fulfilling our 100% efficient meeting. And of course, I would like to thank every role players, each and every role players and guests all over the world. We are connected today. Thank you so much. And I could finish with our Toastmaster DTM Ranosh. Is it ready or?
Distinguished Toastmaster Raja, the polling is still going on right now. It will take few minutes and Toastmaster Girija will display the results on the screen. So you may ask some of the guests who are present online as well as offline if they can give a few minutes feedback.
Yeah. We have a special guest. Member, sorry, but he is not speaking.
No problem. Yes, he
Okay.
was not the speaker. He can.
Yes, sir. Please, sir. How is your today's hybrid meeting? Different setup, right? Today you are.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening, one and all. Good evening. Myself is Anand Soni, AM. Please excuse me, all of you, because I came a little late. I'm just directly running from my office. And today meeting is really wonderful. I can see a lot of people online and a lot of my friends are here. It's the first time that I found in this class a lot of people online as well as offline. And wonderful. And the word selected for today, that is the education. And fortunately, I belong to education. Very good. We need oxygen to breathe. You are the teacher. We need oxygen to breathe, but education. Without education, we can't say that we can live as a human. There is no difference between an animal and a human being in absence of education. That's the thing. And once again, thanks to all of you for giving me a talk. I will not take much of the time. I think that we are running for the time. Thanks. Good.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. Yeah.
I request for the physical votes of auxiliary and the main role players.
Today's family.
Yeah, it was nice. It's the part. Yeah, I used to learn always.
Thank you. Today's education and also full of learning, management, everything, every subject is covered today. Yes, DTM Ranosh.
This is Toastmaster Raja. Just to confirm if the ballots results were sent to Toastmaster Girija for the physical.
Auxiliary role player and the main role player is remaining. Everything else has come from him.
Yeah, she
In the meantime, distinguished Toastmaster Raja.
Yes.
Distinguished.
Okay, I will give.
If you can have.
I'll display the other ones.
I think he's just sending you the results. If you can have Natarajan from the online platform, who is a guest, if he
Yes.
can give his
Can you
feedback.
unmute and speak, Harish? What is your impression? How did you feel about the
Yeah,
meeting? Yes.
I really liked the way the meeting was progressed. So I'm new to Toastmaster. I wasn't knowing it yet. So I just joined the meeting as a guest today. And I really feel grateful to have joined it because it's a great opportunity to improve my vocabulary and speaking skill as well as make myself a good speaker.
Excellent.
Thank you, Harish. Yes. Madam, Dr. Asha, madam, you're there? Please, few words. Or Toastmaster Hemalata, madam.
Presiding officer, we have the guest Toastmaster Jyoti. You can ask her.
Yes.
Educative and a great learning. That's what I should say. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole session. And the interesting part is looking at everything from different points of view. And I noticed each one runs it. It's very similar, yet there's a beautiful strike of difference. And definitely we see how we can blend and learn. And I think I'm truly blessed. Divine connects, I guess. So I need to thank everybody for having invited me here, Girija and Mr. Pal, and thank you so much. I owe you. And good luck, and I do hope we can meet like this. Tons to look at. Great idea to have this. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you to Toastmasters for connecting people across the world. I would have never ever imagined this to happen. Not only people who are doing work together, but people who are friends for life, who are there for you all the time. Yes. Auxiliary role player, the result is remaining, the physical one. Otherwise, the results are ready.
Yes, we will move on awards ceremony.
No, auxiliary role player votes, physical votes is remaining. I have not yet got grammarian, timer, and or counter between that. Then we are done. Yes.
Yes, madam.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Presiding officer, since result is getting late, you can continue with the feedback. I can see many guests on the screen.
Auxiliary role player. Okay.
Sir, but physically we have started our dinner. Sorry for
the results are ready.
So you can stop the recording.
The results are ready, and I can just start displaying the certificates too. 1 minute.
Yes, our decision will order the But for India.
Okay, I will.
India will tell you.
Yes,
so, very happy to present the appreciation certificates for people who have really made our life important, right? Can you see this?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. So this is for people who have come from outside the club and then have contributed to us from other Toastmasters clubs. So Yashwant Thadepalli for being general evaluator, Dinesh Kumar Pal for always being there as a supporter for timer, and then Sai Ramachandran for being the best, for being a speech evaluator today for guiding our members. And this is for just an appreciation, not the best role player, that is yet to come. And appreciation award for people who presented icebreakers today. Please clap your hands for Matthew George, Aman Patil, and Akash Kokar. Are you going to call them and then have a picture together? For all the people present, icebreaker?
Well, hiding the tour.
Yes.
We can see the
Thank you so much.
Yes. So now we move on to the next one. That is the icebreakers were given, and then we have, yes, these are the certificates. Best auxiliary role player is grammarian, gets the highest vote. Thank you so much to everybody. So I get
Best auxiliary role player, grammarian and Toastmaster Girija Deshpande.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that.
Toastmaster Girija,
Yes, thank you so much.
I would request if the presiding officer announce the results for the best.
Okay.
So
So,
he will award it to all of you. Yeah.
so do I pass on the results to him?
No, you can just display it on the screen and Distinguished Toastmaster will read it from there.
Okay, okay, sure. Yes. So here it is seen.
Best auxiliary role player, finished. Next.
1 minute. Yeah. So
Next, our best speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sai Ramachandran. Our best
There were two.
speech.
there were two here. Two of them got same votes. Yes.
Okay. Best speech evaluator, our Toastmaster Manasvi Tomar. Next, our best primary role player, table topic master, Toastmaster Renos. Now, there is today the innovative table topic. Thank you so much. Good idea. Our best table topic speaker, our Toastmaster Jody Thomas. Next, our best speaker, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande.
Thank you so much. That was a pleasure. Working with you all have been such a great pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, finally, I could conclude today's meeting. Today's 4 club meeting. Adjourned. And then we can stop the recording.
This is Toastmaster Raja. This is Toastmaster. Before you all leave, can we have a group photo of both the online and the offline?
Yes, everybody together. Please put on your cameras on so that we can have the photograph. I think Sai left. All the others, please put on your camera. Dr. Asha, if you can, and also Hemlata. That will be wonderful. You can put on the camera.
Wow, fantastic.
Raja, Photoshop me, huh? Put the Gatra and everything. Make it formal.
That is good.
One thing, I'll take a photo from here. So all of you offline be there. And then you can take from there as well. Okay, so here we go. All of you can put thumbs up, victory, smiles on your face. Here we go. 1. The offline, those who are on the offline, please be ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm done. One more, please. Just hold on. One more time, I'll take. I think some just blink
The heart
there.
sign, and then let's
Here we go. You can put the emojis as well. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm done in the online. Raja, you can do from there.
Okay.
Make sure we are in the frame.
And for those who are offline, they do have their snacks and dinner ready. So
I know.
I miss this. Obviously, I always miss this. So, and those who are online, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for coming over, and wish you all the best. Have a great time ahead.
Thank you. But you need to show us what you're eating.
Thank you.
At least we also wanted to share that also.
Thank you all and have.
Thank you, Jyoti.
Thank
It was fantastic having you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Harish, for joining. I hope, Sriparna, you enjoyed